Poisonrana.
Hello.
Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for Poisonrana Live. You found us in whatever podcast app you are listening to. Hit that subscribe. It's Sunday, October 12th, 1 p.m. We're a little early today. And Davie, we are
live on youtube.com/@PoisonRanaPod. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy, yes. The real Thanksgiving.
Yeah. The Thanksgiving that makes more sense, right? Like summer's coming to an end. We've all been celebrating summer. It's cooling off. Let's have Thanksgiving. And then in 2 months, we can do it all again for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like US Thanksgiving, well, that's just a warm up. It's like, hey, do you want to do Christmas like a month before Christmas? Like, what's that all about? Come on,
silly.
people.
Like, we have pumpkins and all that stuff around this time. You don't have it in December unless you're one of those silly states or cities that are like no seasons or whatever. But like, come on.
What would make sense is like, I don't know, like November the 2nd or whatever the Sunday is after Halloween, because you have your pumpkin for Halloween and then you carve it up for your pumpkin pie or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I'm British. I don't do Thanksgiving, but
we always joke every year that like Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving. Well, it's Thanksgiving for us Canadians here, but we beat those damn Yankees that we took Thanksgiving from you.
Oh yeah.
So the only Canadian team. I don't even care if the Blue Jays go on to win the whole damn World Series.
Oh, I do.
I do.
Look at me. I'm a huge Blue Jays fan.
Go Sports. But I'm going to look at the glass half full here, which I always do, right? Because I'm such a positive person. We beat the Yankees. Nothing else. We did it. We beat the America's team.
Yes.
First, the Canadians beat you guys in that hockey game. I didn't really care about it. And then your president said, oh, we're going to beat those Canadians. And then all of a sudden I was like, let's
go.
We have to show them that this is ours. And then we won. I don't even remember what series that was. The winter.
I don't know. It's some
stupid made up one. But I was like, it was like as soon as your fucking president was like, yeah, Canada, we're going to own you. I was like, no. We have to make sure we beat them in hockey. And then we did.
Yes.
Now, baseball, America's pastime. It's Canada's pastime now. We beat the damn Yanks. So BJ's over Yanks any day. So yeah, we're in support of our Canada's team.
I mean, it's Thanksgiving and the Jays are playing in Canada. Come on, we got this one today. We got this one at least. Come on.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah.
So
we need our young boy Savage to just pitch like he did the other day. And and also that seems like Seattle's super worn out after that 15-inning game the other day. I hope all their arms are aching, and now they're all jet lagged from all the travel, and we're gonna fuck them up.
Hopefully, or this podcast is very dated if you're listening on Monday. But go Jays, go! The city is definitely buzzing. The game is here downtown Rogers Center, the Sky Dome, 8:00. And oddly enough, like months ago, my girlfriend got me tickets for Adam Sandler, which is also tonight in Toronto. So getting as soon as that ends is probably when the Jays game ends. It's going to be chaos downtown. But
absolutely.
Sloppy Joes all over. So very excited. So we're going to try to keep this tight. I'm supposed to try to make a family Thanksgiving. Then you got work. You're going to be playing the game down at your watering hole there, Gabby. So lots of stuff happening. And we're here to talk about some wrestling. So we're going to try to fly through what's been going on this week. And
we'll try and keep this a little swift if we can. We've got a few plugs to get out the way first. We just dropped on our Patreon, both the video version and the audio version, our latest episode of The Champ Is Here. We were joined by Gareth Hodgson from Grapple to chat all about John Cena's 12th reign as WWE champion. World champion. Both, it's a bit messy. This is his 10th WWE championship, 12th world championship. Come on, just have one title, guys. Just make the crown jewel title the title. Come on.
Yes.
And but this is the one. It's following SummerSlam 2011, where Punk beat Cena controversially. Alberto Del Rio cashed in on Punk, and then for reasons involving Kevin Nash and Bret Hart, John Cena gets a rematch against Alberto Del Rio for the title, and this leads us to the first ever Hell in a Cell triple threat match at Hell in a Cell 2011. So one of the shorter reigns of John Cena. We had a lot of fun chatting with Gareth all about this reign and kind of his John Cena highlights and lowlights throughout his career.
Absolutely. If you've not followed along, never a bad time to try us out. $5, patreon.com/Poisonrana. You get all the other shows that we do, but The Champ is Here has been a lot of fun going back and revisiting John Cena and revisiting not some, there's some times, there's some eras, there's some years of just really bad WWE content, but then there's little weird nuggets of stuff that we talk about on this show, like having Gareth on. He does a show called Bretro on the Grapple podcast. Shout out to the Grapple lads. We love you. And oddly enough, without planning, we have Gareth on to talk about Bret Hart's final match.
Yes.
And it involves a dude from Fantasy Island. So this makes
it's a classic.
Show.
It's an absolute
it's
classic.
an absolute
I'm sure
classic.
Gareth is gonna revisit it again at some point. But yeah, this was a whole lot of fun. I love doing this show. We put a lot of time and effort and work into these shows, but they're pretty rewarding, and we've had some really positive feedback. So if you're thinking of trying us out, we do have a couple of the older shows on this very free feed. So go back and have a listen. And if you feel like it, drop those $5 buckaroos and become a patron, and you can listen to the whole series, as well as all our movie reviews, retro NXT reviews, retro wrestling pay-per-view reviews. We've just done Invasion recently. We just did ECW WrestlePalooza quite recently. We did a best match ever, AJ Lee. So we got a lot on there. But this month, Braden, we are getting spooky.
Absolutely. This is a great time, especially if you're into the horror movies or not. But we are going to be looking at some classic horror movies, plus some up yours picks, as well as a ton of all the wrestling. So The Champ is Here 12, Invasion, and some spooky movies. It's $5 a month. That means it's like not even $1 per podcast. So if you've never tried us out, I saw we had some new people sign up this week.
Yeah.
Checking out The Champ is Here, maybe our Invasion review. Really appreciate. It's how we keep the lights on. We're two independent podcasters. We goof off and talk about wrestling, and we can't do it with all the Poison pals, all the frogs out there. So ribbit, appreciate the love.
And I'm going to reveal right now the two movies that we'll be covering this month, as well as Halloween, which we'll be doing Halloween Resurrection, our little Halloween tradition on this very free feed. And the first one, we threw up a poll of a bunch of films that we're having either anniversaries or reboots or sequels or whatever. We put in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Ju-On, the original Japanese Grudge film, Hollow Man from the year 2000, The Strangers, VHS, and The Conjuring.
I already know what one.
And we will this week be reviewing Kevin Bacon in Hollow Man.
We're going to finish the story.
We've brought up this film so many times. I haven't watched it for years. All I know is there is a scene that ages fucking horribly.
I think the whole movie ages horribly, to be completely honest. But yeah.
And then we had a bit of a classics poll as well, and involving Frankenstein, Psycho, Rosemary's Baby, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and The Fly. And I think this one's quite timely because Netflix have just released Monster, the Ed Gein story. And I'm partway through this, and I do want to finish this before reviewing this film, because we will be reviewing Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
Nice.
Unfortunately, not the Vince Vaughn version. We are looking at the original 1960 version.
We air that version at work a lot. And I've now seen it way too many times.
I've probably seen it more than the original. Just it happens to be on, But the original Scream Queen, Janet Leigh starring in this. But yeah, this film is heavily based on Ed Gein, who is getting kind of a bit of a resurgence right now with the Netflix series. So this one's going to be a fun one. And yeah, definitely a classic we haven't looked at.
Look at that. Our Patreon is going to be bumping this week.
Yes.
A review of Hollow Man, which, yes, we've joked about, but we have not watched in a long time. So we're going to talk about Hollow Man and Psycho. I don't know if we've reviewed any Hitchcock before.
We've not, no.
So what a great debut. I'll have to get the Blu-ray out for this one.
I'm keeping the poll open for Halloween Havoc because we'll be doing that later in the month. And I don't want to review Halloween Havoc 2000, so keep voting.
Keep voting. Join the tadpoles. Join the Facebook page. Again, whatever social media you use, give us a follow. But if you are on Facebook, we have a page you can like. There's a group. You can join in the chat as well. I know the new chat has I don't know what Zuckerberg's doing, but the new chat is running wild and free, hopefully. So join in on the conversation, Poisonrana pod, wherever, and give us a follow. Every like, every little comment goes a long way. Appreciate it.
Well, let's dive right into it. We're here to talk mainly about Crown Jewel today, and we want to keep things moving along. So, and let's start off. You introduced a little bit of politics, a little bit of country rivalry in the beginning of this show. And well, Crown Jewel started the same way, with the Aussies booing the US national anthem.
Is it because Australia, they're part of the Commonwealth, and they're just like, hey, Canada, we're gonna stick up for you?
I think they're just part of the world who has televisions and
Social
outlets
media.
for news who can see what a shit show is going on. And again, like we talked about this with the Canada thing at the Rogers Center, like this isn't about like you guys, you know?
Yeah.
It's about some of you guys. It's about some of you guys who voted for a certain guy who is still kind of being a cunt.
Hey, keep politics out of my pro wrestling, all right? I feel the same way I did when we were at Elimination Chamber. It's like, I'm not going to be the one booing because I think that's pretty disrespectful. However, I have been to many shows in the States where they have performed the Canadian anthem for like hockey and stuff, and I have heard it booed there before. But also, it's funny. It's just funny that like America, you guys are probably number one. At least you used to be, and the rest of the world just doesn't like you right now. So get the net and realize that
you got to realize you are the heels right now. And some of you great. Some of you are great. Some of you are a Sami Zayn in the bloodline. You know, we love you. You're bad guys, but we love you, Sammy. But you're the heels right
America
now.
America right now is like Bob Holly, one of my favorites. You know, they just want to put the title on them. But whose idea is it? Your own idea. So no, you don't get the title.
I mean, I think, you know, like these things are ways to, I think other countries and things have very little ways to kind of, you know, protest or express their opinions. And this is an opportunity. You get what you get. Like, there's absolutely no reason to sing a national anthem at these events, I don't think, personally. And you are inviting people to voice their displeasure about certain things going on in the world. And yes, booing a national anthem is all part of freedom of speech. And, you know, this very week, WWE's Bad Bunny has been announced as the, WWE's and US citizen Bad Bunny has been selected to perform the halftime show. And we've got all the nonsense surrounding that, with Turning Point now creating their all-American, all-English, all-white, let's say, halftime show of their own. It's shit like this which makes people want to boo the national anthem.
Look, it's not right to boo the anthem of any country, but I don't know why they needed to sing it in the first. I get it. It's an American WWE. It's America and all that. It's like whatever. But I wouldn't be someone who's booing it. But I didn't stop me from laughing when we saw this in Toronto, and it didn't stop me from chuckling when I saw this here watching. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, again, we're not booing the people. We're not booing you. We're just booing shit's going on. I'm sure there's reasons for Aussies right now to be booing Americans. I think
what's interesting as well is we're so close, so it is to be expected, especially with all the 51st state stuff. And so to see somewhere like as far away as Australia kind of having the same opinion.
Is it because of tariffs? Are the Tim Tams getting too much tariffs?
I guess so,
over in Australia, that they're like, whoa, we got to cut this shit out.
It's fine. I don't remember this uproar when like Paul McCartney did the halftime show, or The Weeknd did the halftime show, or Coldplay did the halftime show, or all these other non-Americans. It's
interesting. Like
Rihanna
last year, Kendrick Lamar got a lot of flack from a lot of the right wing people, just like, oh, this isn't for me. This isn't my music. And it's like, okay, cool. But like, he is one of the biggest artists. Bad Bunny legit is one of the biggest artists.
Yeah.
Like I know that maybe wrestling fans, we were introduced to him through WWE. That wasn't the case for me. I was aware of him beforehand, but by the time he showed up in WWE, he was already like one of the biggest streaming artists, like one of the biggest artists. And whether or not you are someone who listens to his music or, you know, go to his shows, or maybe you're a big fan or whatever, it's just a Super Bowl. Like, this guy is one of the biggest artists. So whether you've heard of him or not, it doesn't matter. Like, this guy is massive and he's awesome. So whether or not you can understand the lyrics, you know, I bump his music all the time and I don't know half the stuff he's saying, but I love it. I think it's so silly that people are just blatant racism of like, oh, there's this guy who's going to perform in Spanish. Let's counteract that. And I think that's pretty disgusting.
The amount of Americans who don't know their own geography. Like, yes, Puerto Rico is part of the US.
We're going to put ice outside this thing. It's like, he's Puerto Rican. Last time I looked, it is part of that. It's very crazy times that we're living in. And I mean, we're Canadian, so we're just watching this. We're front row. But
I did find it interesting. WWE like normally do like a congratulations on, you know, when Bad Bunny won a bunch of Grammys and stuff. It was congratulations, Bad Bunny winning Grammy. Super Bowl halftime show is one of the biggest like honors out there for a lot of musicians, and crickets.
Triple H was like, "Don't tweet that."
Yeah.
Triple H will be at the other event that day. I think that's so silly. Like the music thing, it's always been about taste, and like there's so many people out there who fucking hate Coldplay or hate Kendrick Lamar, or people who do like it, right? Like it's all an ad. The whole thing is the person who performs. It's like it's just one of the biggest things that we have, and to have this guy do that, I think it's so awesome. In the last T-minus 10 years, this guy has like become such a global star. And again, whether you like him or not, like he has done a lot of good. And I just think it's so silly for people to just be outright racist of like, oh, we're not going to watch. We're not going to support this. Last year was a black guy. This year's a Puerto Rican. No. We can't continue. What happened to America? It's like, really? Come on, check yourself. Like, why are we living with people? Why are people living with such hate? And, if you've never listened to Bad Bunny, like you try it out. Like maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Catchy.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's got some good tunes. So the music always comes first for me too. And I prefer him over a ton of other artists. So I don't know. I think it's so silly that this is a thing, but all the power to him. And
absolutely
any America, we still love you, America, but wow, what is going on?
Then we get into the show proper, starting with the Australian street fight, Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. This hometown crowd, like, not caring at all for Bronson Reed here. They're all Roman Reigns. A lot of kendo sticks and cricket bats and rugby balls to the dick.
That was funny. Like it's an Australian street fight, which we always joke of, like they add that stipulation to anywhere they are, like Toronto street fight or Chicago street fight, etc. But to have the actual like cricket bat, the rugby ball.
I haven't seen it. I'm sure someone's done it, but you know, when he threw the ball at Heyman, the Homer Simpson watching Hans Moleman get a ball in the dick,
right?
Just like laughing.
Very funny.
Like that came to my mind. For me, this was WWE street fight, like gimmicky, a little cartoony.
Yeah.
Roman seemed to be having fun out there, and the crowd were pretty fun with it. But and you had some bloodline lore at the end, him telling Jimmy and Jay to let him handle things on his own, and then the accidental spear through the table from Jay, leading to Bron hitting the tsunami for the win. And Roman telling the Usos, I don't want to see you till Christmas.
Yeah, I can't. I'm definitely checked out of the bloodline lore, but a pretty big win for Bronson Reed. Now he's going to change his tone. For years, he's just been saying, "Yeah, but I beat Okada. Remember that time I beat Okada? Yeah, guys, I beat Okada. I'm not sure if you know or you're aware, but I beat Okada." Now it's just insert Roman in that. Yeah. I think this is a plus. The vision. What do they call it? The visionary. The vision. is not necessarily that clear. It's not necessarily that great. So I think giving him this win is a step in the right direction. I'm not necessarily I wasn't like blown away by this match by any means,
No.
but it was a lot of fun. The crowd really made it. And I think pushing Braun and Bronson is the right move. So I got into the finish. That spear through the table was pretty nasty.
Yeah.
So, and then the tsunami. So yeah, I want to see them. You know, it must have hurt though when he was in the ring and you just hear the Roman chants and he's like,
yeah,
I know he's a heel. He's a heel though, but still, yeah.
Yeah, it was probably my least favorite match on the show, but I still had some fun with it. And I like the booking. I like sort of, you would think Braun Breaker's going to get a win over Roman at some point, probably on a bit of a bigger stage.
Yeah.
And you've got I like the whole thing like throughout the night with, you know, Heyman telling the Brons, like, Seth needs to do this on his own tonight. And Braun going, well, what if he loses? And Heyman going, you know what happens then. Kind of insinuating, you got to take him out. He's done. So I think we will get to that point, like, way down the line with these two. But it's a cool thing, like, giving Bronson the rub here, like one of the only guys the second guy since 2019 to pin Roman Reigns.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I, like, personally, I don't mind this little bit of bloodline lore more so because it doesn't feel like it's the main thing. Whereas it before it took over the whole show, I always get a little interested with the inner family dynamics, and because it's not like completely dominating SmackDown right now, I don't, or Raw, but rather I don't mind it quite so much.
Yeah, that's fair. We
then go to Stephanie Vaquer versus Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Stephanie Vaquer going over with her corkscrew moonsault, and about 10 minutes. What did you make of this between these two?
Yeah, I really love both of them, and I think my only critique is it didn't necessarily get going to the next level. You said maybe around 10 minutes or so. That's kind of what it felt like. I think Tiffany's had a strange year. Like, we obviously watched her in NXT and we were like, oh, she's going to be a huge star. And she is, but the way she's been presented and the feuds this year, the Charlotte, the Nia stuff, it just feels maybe not totally connecting on the way. Even still feels like a rookie year for her.
She's been really protected though. Like, this is her first loss.
This is her first straight up like loss, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's all right coming from Stephanie. Clearly they're like one ace going forward with Vaquer, but fun stuff. My only thing is, like, down the line we'll have to go back to this and it'll be in a way bigger setting.
I felt the match felt a bit like that. It was like, this is the taster version of
the trailer.
The trailer, yeah. This is the teaser of the match. I thought there was some really nice stuff in here, and I think Tiffany keeps getting better and better. And I like how just all in they're going with Stephanie, and the crowds are loving her as well. So yeah, I thought this was a really solid match, but there's definitely more juice in it. And I think down the line these two could be like pillars of the whole division down the line, once some of your, like, you know, your Charlottes and your Beckys might be a lot more part-time. And these are the two you're going to focus on. So I enjoyed it. And I think it's one they'll definitely revisit.
This could easily be a WrestleMania match.
Oh yeah.
Like this year, next year, you know, down the line, because it just feels like they're two of the bigger up and coming, like, not up and coming. They're both champions, but you know what I mean? Like, I think both of them have really quickly gained like an audience.
Yeah. And then we had John Cena versus AJ Styles.
Yes.
I feel this is the match we're probably going to be talking about the most here.
Absolutely.
Like, a lot to go through here, starting with AJ Styles gear.
Oh, yeah. You are. I am. That's the only thing. He didn't come out to the TNA theme, but oh man, the gear is awesome. It's from, so he's been posting, people have been posting that PWI from 2005. I have this
the dream match, right?
I have this magazine in storage. Yeah, it's hilarious. So you know I love my 2005. Come on. So AJ Styles posting this photo quite a few times in the last few months, and then literally dug out the gear, or had new ones made, but it looks identical to that gear. It's his like 05 Bound for Glory Spike TV debut era AJ Styles gear from the magazine from PWI, and huge pop for me watching that, like just seeing him that way. It looks weird seeing AJ in this
because he's so big now, like
huge.
especially like his stomach. It's like he's like Triple H returning at MSG, you know, and he's just like fucking massive.
Yeah,
he looks. Yeah, so
he did this one for the TNA community. So love the gear on AJ here. A great throwback. And right away I was like, okay, like just the fact alone that you A, dug those out, or B, got them made like for this, like, okay, this is a special moment. And then Cena comes out and this crowd go mental.
I can't remember a crowd where you could just look at it and automatically see everyone has bought this shirt. It looked like you were at a sports game, you know, with everyone in the team's colors, like everyone in yellow. Cena coming out looking genuinely emotional about it. Like the crowd were crazy. And then this is the first WWE match in a long time that I've watched twice. I
wanted to watch it a second. That's so funny you said that. I almost put it on again today, because I was like, kept thinking about it. I'm like, before we talk about it, maybe I should, but I wanted to catch up on other stuff. But
like, I finished my shift. I was walking home. I was listening to John and Way's review.
Yeah.
And then they started talking about this as I got home, and I was going to put on Collision. I was loading up Collision. And then I was like, actually, you know, I want to watch this again before I hear their opinions on it and just sit back and enjoy it. And you get to pick up on all these little things. So, like when Cena gives the note to Alicia Taylor looks at it, and I don't think Cena clued her up, because she looks like she gets a little choked up by it. Like, and she takes like a moment and a breath to like compose herself before reading the introduction for AJ Styles. What is it? Like the definition of total non-stop action and the king of the Bullet Club or whatever. And AJ certainly didn't know this was coming. He was like, when they mentioned the Bullet Club, he was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And I thought just that, like, right away made this such a special match. And I loved how they just started with some real classic wrestling before getting into all the 2K25 spamming. But like, it starts off really nice with just the you know, classic wrist lock takedowns and
very similar to their old matches, right? Like
absolutely.
That's what they used to do. If we haven't got there yet on our Champ is Here series, but AJ Cena feud, like especially the SummerSlam, the Rumble match, and now this will go down in a great series of some matches between these two. But yeah, it started just like their old school. I think Cena, man, he must have been seeing the mixed reviews from the past like year to half a year. And I know the Brock thing maybe was just whatever, but I think he's had a chip on his shoulder and wants to make sure he does end up going out, you know, in his own terms. So this is like, in my opinion,
back to like his Austin Theory match at Mania and stuff like that. I didn't think he was anywhere near capable of something like this, or something like the Cody match or the Sammy match on TV. Then we get that skull crushing finale, which is the start of. So Miz was making some noise like a week or so ago about like wanting a match with Cena and stuff. And yeah, this was the first of many finishers of opponents through his career.
Yeah, like it's so weird because I think this might like divide the audience, because like I haven't been super high up on WWE, but I've been calling for this match for what seems like months. Ever since they announced this, I've been saying I can't wait till we should do this. And then they started running back the hits of John Cena's past ex-lovers, and instead they haven't given me AJ, and I was like, no, we should, and they give it to me. So I'm like, all right, this is great. And then they start doing all these other moves from like the ghosts of their past, right? And I think if it was anyone else other than John Cena and AJ, I don't know necessarily this would be able to fly. But who are you? Who am I? Who are any of us to tell these two that they can't? Because it really is. Yeah, like they literally have two different paths, but they've made it up to at this point, and they're doing moves from like all different people, and it felt like one of the more refreshing WWE matches, even though this is like an end of an era kind of match here. But wow.
Yeah, we've got a comment from Chris in the chat. Now, I bet I'm in the minority here, but I didn't like it. It was finisher spam, only they were using everyone else's. I've heard people call it match of the year. That is just preposterous. Now, yeah, if this was two random guys in the middle of indie show or even a WWE show, just pulling off other people's, it would be terrible. But it's these two, and I think they've completely earned this. This is both of them giving their sort of love letter to their careers and to each other.
Absolutely.
And like nowadays, when I'm putting together my match of the year things, I think what stands out, and it's not necessarily, I love your like Omegas versus Ospreys and stuff like that, but it's things that are different and sticks in my mind. And this match is going to stick with me, right? And
absolutely,
like we both picked Sami Zayn, Johnny Knoxville a couple of years ago for similar but different reasons. Like it was just something memorable and completely different. And I just thought it was great. And man, like I got choked up with the Sister Abigail, right?
Exactly. That's totally it. So I got real choked up when he did the skull crushing finale because I was like, oh Jesus, here we go. Well, to turn this shit off. But then they're doing, the accolade gets thrown in there. The Coquina clutch I recognized from AJ, the Walls of Jericho, the Lion Tamer, right? Getting a huge reaction in Australia. So they're doing all these different finishers, but then when you did the Sister Abigail and you let it breathe for a second before he laid that smooch on AJ, which I'm sure AJ loved, the crowd just soak it all in, and then you can see. And I got very emotional. And then he hits the move, he hits the kiss, he hits the move. And while he's laying there after AJ kicks out, everyone pulls out their phone and does the fireflies. Yeah. And seeing Cena's reaction makes my reaction now like, whoa. And I got
like,
very
I'm
emotional.
tearing up thinking about it. Like,
so like that adds something. Like, look at the power between like that. This guy was able to, he loved that. Like, wow.
It showed you as well what a smart crowd this was, because like Cole on commentary was very heavy-handed, but I think he had to be, because not everyone is going to pick up on all of these moves and what they are. And I think maybe also after the big dog reference for Edge's spear at the last one, they might have clued him up a little bit more on what everything is. But, not everyone is like us, and not everyone watching at home are going to pick up on everything. Yeah. But this crowd did. They're not getting prompted by Michael Cole what everything is. And they were like hot on everything. Even a Coquina clutch, which is a sleeper, a rear naked choke kind of thing. Immediately they're going, Joe. And Rusev Day for the accolade. But what I loved, the phenomenal forearm. It looked at first, Cena was going for a rock bottom. Like he caught him in that Uranagi position. And the crowd were loud for it. Oh, he's doing rock bottom. And then when he dropped him, they went fucking crazy. And as you said, with the fireflies out right away, just such an organic moment. And it's stuff like that elevates it for me as well. Like I thought that moment was beautiful.
I didn't expect to get emotional watching a wrestling match.
Me neither.
So all the power to these two. I thought this was a bit of a love letter. Let alone you could have ended with that, honestly, with the Bray Wyatt thing, but there was so many other things.
And also he hit that move really nice, I thought. It was devastating.
He did. I honestly, this is the best Cena's looked, like possibly even better than the Cody match. Like this is the best Cena's looked in a long time.
The like as bad as just the sudden switch was, it was exactly like the right thing to do, because I'm loving this second half of his run.
We had sorry.
Chris bring up the improv of the 619, which just shows how great these guys are. Like you could see Cena whisper something like when the chants were going, and the drop toe hold into it, and then AJ getting a little boo from blocking the 619.
Really funny. Yeah, really funny. Awesome. We had the Angel's Wings. I see some people in the chat are talking about why did he do the dead eye, but that used to be Kaz's move. I see someone's pointed out the fade to black. The Angel's Wings got a pop out of me because he did the Coquina. Like AJ and Daniels have such history, and Daniels obviously like retiring quietly this year, sort of quietly, I guess. I thought this was awesome. This
Scorpion
was
Death
like
Drop as well in there. From
Scorpion
AJ.
Death Drop. Like you had a lot of callbacks. And again, if this was just you're at your local community center and some indie dudes are just doing the best of WWE, yeah, it wouldn't have much merit. But these are two guys with two like
they've earned every
careers.
single one, and like
they earned this.
Finishing with the tombstone, like Undertaker being the first guy to like endorse Cena on that day of his debut, right? And
AJ,
like
the history of Taker.
and AJ, like that being Taker's last match, like tombstone into the AA to finish. I love this. This is 100% going to be in my list at the end of the year. Like wrestling's meant to make me feel something, and this like gave me all the feels.
I was not expecting it to be this good, to be honest. I've not been loving I really loved Cena Cody 2, but I really hated Cena Cody 1. I really hated Cena Brock from a few, like, didn't even really hate it. It was just whatever. But this was a total like redemption. This was Cena's last match outside of the US. He's got 4 dates left. And I thought this should have been the last match. I don't know what the fuck else is he gonna like. The Rock better come out and challenge him. I don't know what the fuck else.
So apparently it looks like Dave Meltzer put out a report of some matches that are rumored for both Saturday night's main event and Survivor Series. And Saturday night's main event involving John Cena going for that one title he's never won, Dominic Mysterio's Intercontinental Championship.
Okay.
And he should win it. Fuck it. He should win this title, and then maybe that's what's on the line against Gunther if that is the way they're going for his very last match. But I agree. Like it's very easy saying in hindsight like what you should do, but this was the perfect match to end his career on. And I'm sure you could see them both were like fucking beaming after it. Like also building up like they're making it very clear next year is AJ's last year. And this match kind of felt like the start of his retirement tour as well. And I think that's definitely something we can be excited in 2026 because he can still go. And I think you'll have a big match for Mania, and maybe not this level, but everyone loves AJ. And I think he's going to have an interesting 2026 to go out on as well.
No, like I've been super down on WWE, but this totally caught me off guard. I mean, it had my attention. I've been really looking forward to seeing if they would run this match back. And as soon as they did, I was like, okay, I'm in. And
it makes me want to rewatch the other ones. Like I was there for that SummerSlam match, which I loved. The kick out after the Avalanche AA, and everyone lost their mind.
What is it? It's SummerSlam, and then like a little while later
they do. I think it's Money in the Bank is the first one where like the Good Brothers interfere and stuff. The second one is more of a straight 1-on-1 on SummerSlam, and then
Rumble one.
Cena winning 16 at the Rumble.
Yeah. The Rumble one, it definitely. But like this reminds me of like this is a bit of a spammy video game match where they're just doing the best of and everything, but. I don't know. Maybe it's just fresh. Like I really, really loved it, and I've not been liking WWE. So the fact that this really like got me in all the. This was an emotional roller coaster of like, what do you mean you're doing the skull crushing finale? What do you mean you're doing the Sister Abigail? What do you mean you're doing the walls? So Jericho was watching this on the phone already. All right, so they reacted to the walls. When am I coming back?
And it's Cena's way of kind of being like, sorry, Miz, I can't have a match with you. I wish I could have a match with you, Taker. I wish I could have a match with you, Jericho, but here you go.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was, I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Honestly, one of my favorite WWE matches in quite a long time. I think the last time I was real giddy about a match, I thought Cena and Cody at SummerSlam really wrote the wrongs from Mania, but this one, it was the fact that a WWE match makes me want to go back and watch it right away.
What's crazy is like this second half of the year, it's like the best work Cena's done since the US title run. It's
better than
crazy.
like 10 years, like best in 10 years. This is his best match in 10 years easily for me, I'd say. But I don't know. But I'd say this is up there for WWE match of the year for me, for sure. There's a few that come to mind, but for WWE specifically, like this one will probably make the top of some people's lists. And I could see, I see the criticism of like, well, it's just them doing the moves, but like, nah, man, like these guys are they were the leaders of a certain generation of all the different like people.
There's only a handful of people who can get away with it, right?
Yeah.
It's like Rock Hogan, right? Like we say that all the time. Like it's not a great match, but like they deserve this match to be considered one of the best because they've built their career and they've built their like legacy to such a level where they can just stand and stare at each other and people will lose their shit.
Yeah. So like was AJ Styles was tuning up the band, right? Or was that a last call for James Storm? The super
maybe.
But like, you know, Sean getting that. Isn't Sean getting some surgeries? WrestleMania Saudi in a year or two.
Okay, I mean, he'd need what? Knee surgery, eye surgery, and go to Turkey for some hair implants as well before. Like, if he can get all that done, I'll welcome Shawn Michaels back.
We were robbed of Sean versus AJ, and instead we got Brothers of Destruction versus DX. And I don't care what Shawn Michaels says. He's like, oh yeah, just pretend that match didn't happen. It did.
It happened.
I don't know if your brain is still fried from all those years, but it actually happened, and it is technically your last match. So maybe you should right that wrong and just pretending you never cashed that check. So why don't you run one more match back and do it with AJ Styles? So winner gets the Holy Grail. Winner gets I don't know.
He can do it at the Turning Point All-American Halftime Heat show, right?
My brain was thinking of things and I bit my tongue there a bit, but okay, glad you said it. So book the match. I would watch it, but I really loved Cena and AJ, and it does make me want to go back and rewatch it. But bravo! I don't know how he can top this with this run, but we shall see.
We then go forward to Io Sky and Australia's own Rhea Ripley taking on the Kabuki Warriors. I think this is one of the best stories WWE's had going for it recently. It's definitely like the stuff on Raw that's kept my interest over other things. And I thought they had a pretty fun match here as well.
Yeah, the story is, you're saying it's one of the more interesting stories because it's low key a love story between an Australian lady and a
I don't even know if it's low key, but yes.
It's one of the greatest storytelling of it's two girls who love each other. You're right. You're absolutely right. It was cool seeing them hit each other's moves, and Io hitting a razor's edge for like the Terror Twins kind of callback there. This was really fun as well. Rhea obviously just a god in Australia at this point, but I thought this was great. I think you could continue to run it back. I'm happy they didn't do like a heel turn just to do a heel turn here. I was worried about that, but they're lovers. How could they? So
like it will come, and it should be Rhea turning on Io down the line, but there's obviously still so much juice with Rhea as a babyface that I'd run with this for a while.
I'm happy that like Kyrie kind of looked all right in this because like she's definitely been like hit or miss with the comebacks and stuff like that. So I thought she looked really good too, and I think it was really special for all three of them to be in that match. And Rhea, absolutely. Like they all have really good chemistry. So Io Sky has been an incredible signing since coming into NXT. We've loved her. I mean, even before we've loved her, but like look how big of a star she's become. Even like out of all the men, like the women have really killed it this year. They really like kicked some ass, and I think Io and Rhea are the main stars of WWE.
I think as well, just like Chris says, a good story woefully acted, and I agree. The acting hasn't been good, but I kind of give it a pass because they're finally attempting to do something with foreign talent where their character isn't just you're Japanese,
right?
Sorry, but what's my character? You're Japanese. Like we've actually got like a little bit more depth and storytelling, and Asuka, like she's been either crazy as a good person or crazy as a bad person. Now she's actually like
just crazy.
No, she's like one of those like domineering parents who picks you can't be boyfriend, that can't be your boyfriend because he's not from your culture. It's kind of that sort of story, and it's been working, and definitely the sexual tension between all four of them has been great to watch.
No, I think the wrestling
Absolutely.
has been really good with these stars. Again, the women this year are awesome. So like Io is just killing it. And I think we will eventually have to get to Io Rhea down the line one more time, but hopefully not quite yet. Like, where do we go with this storyline?
Like that would be a great Mania match, wouldn't it?
It's Mania one.
Rhea versus Io 1-on-1 with Rhea as the heel.
They work so well together.
I think we can. I wonder if we have a triple threat match between Io, Asuka, and Kairi down the line as well.
You see the video afterwards. It was Rhea's birthday as well.
Oh, okay.
And Io made her a cake or had a little cupcake and was singing "Happy Birthday," and it's just like the heel turn is gonna just be like
heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's gonna be so sad. But it's basically the Golden Lovers, but it's Io and Rhea. I'm here for
and then we had the main event for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. Cody Rhodes taking on Seth Rollins. This one went about 30 minutes and a lot of kickouts from big moves, including an avalanche crossroads, which I'm not sure if I've seen hit before.
Not like that, at least.
No,
yeah,
it looked scary, like them balancing on that top rope. And then a conflicted Seth Rollins. Do I need to cheat to win this? Well, yes, he did. He used the Rolex, knocked out Cody, and hit the stomp, winning the Crown Jewel Championship. I think we expected this. I think it made sense. Cody's 3-0. They're really trying to build up Seth and the Vision. I think this made a lot of sense. I enjoyed the match. I don't think I enjoyed it on the level of some of their previous ones. And I would have held off on doing that Avalanche Crossroads for
a kick out.
To use it as a finish. Like, to have it as a kick out was
weird.
A step too far. And I know that might sound silly after us praising the finisher spammy match, but like, that's a super finisher and should be protected for that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think these two had a tough spot. Like, the crowd were so loud, so invested, and everyone came off Cena and AJ, and then you had a bit of that breather match in between, but like there was a lot of story going into that. So I think these two had a lot on their shoulders to carry here. So that's why they went with like a lot of big kickouts and a lot of like new moves, essentially. Like when Cody pulls out the Vertebreaker, it's a serious matchup. So hitting the Vertebreaker, Seth Rollins with a new move, the Seth Terminator headbutt.
The coast to coast headbutt,
like flying coast to coast.
I've never seen that before.
Seth hitting a Spanish fly off the top as well. Just Seth pulling out all the stuff here. Seth definitely felt like he was wrestling like he
to
had
prove something.
Yeah, he was definitely
there
was some really cool stuff in this. I think out of all the matches they've had, I might like this one better than that initial Mania one, but I know that they had like a few more. But it was better than I expected. I had really no like heat going into this, really. Like there was no real like, okay, it's champion. And I think they still have a tough task with Seth because he cuts a promo after, and I feel like he didn't say anything. He's the guy who's very vocal on social media about like only 5 out of 100 people, only 5 are great. And that's what makes me great is like, I can command an audience. And I thought that was such a strange tweet to come from someone from the likes of him, because as much as I think he is an incredible generational talent, all of that went away when he just said like 3 lines on the mic and the crowd just like seemed to just fizzle. And I'm like, man, like what?
His problem is, and it does feed into the story, like it feeds into his character. He's always 1B. Yeah, he's always been 1B. He won't ever overtake Cody or Roman in that role, and he feels he deserves it. And I think that does feed his character. I find too much of the time he is playing a character, whereas what I just said there is a real true life story that is stuff that would get under his skin. But I do think these two have great chemistry, and I do like that every match has kind of had its own thing being different. The first one being the surprise of Cody coming out, the second being a bit more traditional, the third with the Hell in a Cell and the injury, and then this one felt a very different match from those other ones as well. So I like this, and I think this is one of the best shows WWE's put on in a while. Like, I didn't think there was anything bad on it, and I thought we had like two really, really solid matches, like, and one incredibly memorable match with the Cena AJ. So this was a thumbs up for me. I did watch it a little later, so I was able to skip through the commercials and things, but
Yeah,
I did thoroughly enjoy this, and I've been down on WWE recently.
I've been very down, and I got to shout out the crowd in Perth. They were real hungry and real hot for this product, and were super part of the show. And they were there, and they were invested. And I did watch it I watched it Saturday afternoon, and I think that has something to do with it. You know, I complain about going to AEW shows of how they go too long, and it's too go, where there's no like rest period, and you get so exhausted. Where WWE is, hey, this feels like a 3-4 hour show, and about an hour of that is actual content, and the rest is just filler and commercials and stuff. So when you watch it on like later, you can skip all those things. So that definitely adds to your enjoyment of like, well, I can just skip right next to the video package or the entrance or the match if you want. Whereas you're sitting there, there's so much dribble, so much commercials, so it definitely hurts it. But I would say this was one of the better WWE shows, if not their best show this year.
Mate, I can't really think. I can think of, you know,
it's only 5 matches.
I can think of matches across the year I've enjoyed, like the women's triple threat, Cena Cody 2, like that kind of thing. But I can't think of a top to bottom show I've enjoyed quite as much as this one from WWE.
Yeah, maybe SummerSlam night 2, but this one's up there. Like those 2 matches, definitely. I thought Cody and Seth was great. I thought the kick out, you said it, like, why use the ultimate crossroads if he's going to kick out of it? Like, why not hit the 3 crossroads for him to kick out of, and then
save that for like a Mania finish or something, you know?
And then the stomp was off the top this time as well, which then finished Cody. So I mean, there is obviously a rematch you go to down the line, but I don't know what it is that we do to make the Seth visionary, what is it, illusion? What are they called?
The
Vision, like, feel, I don't know, must watch, important. It doesn't. He just won the match, and I was like, oh, that was a really great match. I still am not going to watch whatever the hell they try it. Like, they need to do something, and I don't know what it is quite well, and I don't think I'm alone on that.
No.
People feel that
yeah, I like certain aspects of it. I do like the elevation of the bronze. Now the report Meltzer said is Survivor Series, the teams are going to be apparently CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Jey Uso, and a 5th member, possibly like Jimmy or someone else, taking on Seth, Bronson, Braun, Brock Lesnar, and Austin Theory is the report for Survivor Series War Games. So it looks like maybe, obviously, card subject to change, but it looks like potentially Austin Theory joining the group, which doesn't fill me with a whole lot of excitement.
Yeah, is this like evolution? It's just, he's the new.
I mean, Austin Theory was in Seth's group in the pandemic, wasn't he, with Buddy Murphy as well?
Oh.
Yeah, remember that? No. But
I believe you.
I don't know where you go with Seth to make him. I do feel there needed to be a character shift because he is very much playing the same heel character he was before he was the babyface, and I do think some tweaks of that. I think strip away a lot of the extravagance and flamboyance he's got would help, because he can sound good on the mic. I think the tweet you were saying was when he was talking about like there's only 10 people who can really cut a promo right now. And Seth, you ain't one of them.
You're definitely not one of them.
He has cut them before. Like, I think when he taps into something that's real, he does sound good. But I think that's why I hate all the character bullshit, because it sounds inauthentic. Whereas I think when he's talking more as, you know, Colby, who's pissed off about something, like, he sounds good. But then as soon as he goes into, I'm a visionary, a revolutionary, I'm like, fuck off.
He's boring. Yeah. He's boring. His wrestling is not boring. He definitely went out there and wrestled his ass off, and I gotta give him. He'll go down again. Generational talent for sure. But you have Paul Heyman. Why are you not having him cut promos? Paul Heyman's busy tweeting too. Paul Heyman needs to stop wanting people to die. I don't know what that tweet was about Braun Strowman. That was fucked up.
What did he say?
I don't know. Paul Heyman needs to just. I'm kind of done with.
Yeah, me too. And I'm like, a big Heyman fan.
What the fuck? Like, this guy is, I don't know. He tweeted something. He said something on Raw about how no one has ever hurt, or no one has ever put Roman Reigns in the hospital or on a stretcher. And Braun Strowman, the monster among men, who I'm not even a big fan of, really, basically says, like, hey, don't forget, like I put Roman out in the hospital and I'm not finished with you yet, or something like that. And then Heyman the next day on social media would just put out this nasty tweet.
Yeah,
like
I've got it here.
The guy was Braun Strowman was only like, oh, hey, don't forget, like I did that. I remember the famous storyline where I put him in the ambulance, and Heyman just took it and like, I don't know. It says, please, dear Mr. Strowman, your post was brought to my attention. I have nothing negative to say about you, nor to you, sir. In fact, I'm actually relieved and indeed celebratory to learn you're still alive. Something most of us didn't realize, and even few cared about. With love and respect, Paul Heyman. Like, what a like.
He's been doing this a lot this year. There was him on the Pat McAfee show. Obviously, the roast, the WWE roast they did, which is somewhat to be expected. It is part of the like, what a roast is.
Yeah.
But he seems to just be going into this like, almost shock jock kind of territory.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross.
It's so the Brock Lesnar stuff I mentioned like a few weeks ago, where he's like on air said like on WWE was like, oh, the rumors and this about Brock. I'm like, you know what you're doing. You're being nasty just to be nasty.
Yeah.
Like go pay your old ECW employees the money they're owed.
Yeah. Right.
Like I'm such a big fan of Paul Heyman, but in the last little while, I'm like, dude, shut up. Maybe that's why this group sucks. The Vision, because he's phoning it in. He's not like doing anything drastically creative whatsoever with this unit. He's just there, and getting the fattest checks. So very bizarre. But you know what? I really loved Crown Jewel. I thought it was refreshing being in places when the crowds actually care. Yeah, I'm sure it cost them an arm and a leg and a Tim Tam and whatever, but I know that crowd wanted to be there, and I would imagine if you went home after that show, you would have been pretty happy. So thumbs up for me too. For a WWE show, I was very, very entertained, and it finally was like, wow, this was good. This is why I like wrestling. Because most of the time when I watch WWE, I'm like, what is this? Why do I feel stupid watching this? I didn't feel that way this time around. So good stuff.
We've had some WWE releases as well. We won't go through all of them. It's a lot of sort of WWE ID people, but Wes Lee being the big name to be released, him being a part of NXT for the past 5 years. Obviously, we've talked about him a lot. Really, really bizarre. He had the great run with MSK, and obviously Zachary Wentz, Nash Carter got released. He then had one of the best North American Championship runs with some of the best matches during a bit of a kind of low point of NXT, and then decided to turn him heel for the Rascals rivalry thing. Then paired him up with two fucking green as grass dudes and acting more as a manager, which really didn't work, and now he's gone. I just think there's a lot of releases where I'm like, yeah, well, you weren't doing anything, and I don't like the word fumble, but I don't feel any of this is Wesley's fault, and I do think it's a massive fumble. This guy should be on the main roster.
Yeah, very bizarre. I hope there's not like anything to do with like injury or whatnot. Like he has wrestled in the this year, so it's not necessarily like he has wrestled. So.
That's always been my thought, is like post back injury, whether he's just, kind of what we're seeing with Kenny Omega right now, where it's like he can do a match, but really needs some recovery time and stuff. Yeah. Like, I don't know, is it an attitude thing or something? Like, it's really bizarre. But this heel turn was such a bad idea. Like, this guy should have been, NXT champion. Like,
so what? He's
babyface run to take the title off of Trick Williams or something. Like, it's really bizarre. But also, the Rascals contracts are coming up soon, and you'd have thought, like, bolster that main roster tag division, just get Wentz back and put these two together and have them up on Raw or SmackDown, like doing stuff. Like they're a fantastic tag team. I just found this really puzzling.
Yeah. So is he going to go to TNA only to be back on NXT? Like I don't know. I think it's a waste.
I know they've got a lot of people, but I think AEW's tag division could use the Rascals. So you've got Trey Miguel as well. You can always throw them in the trios division. Like I think there is stuff for these guys in AEW or ROH as well.
go to the New Japan Juniors division.
Sure.
Right? Like no one is there right now. So they could, I think that's really bizarre. I always loved Wes, and I think since the heel run, it's just been a head scratching. So hopefully he finds his footing. Hopefully he's not done with wrestling. I don't think it's the case by any means. Maybe he shows up in the treehouse sooner rather than later. So all the best to him.
Some other ones, Stevie Turner's been released. I don't think that's particularly surprising. Like,
no,
I can't remember the last time she wrestled. She's been more of just a assistant to Ava, but she's one of the bigger names. Lance Anoa'i released as well, one of the Bloodline.
Right.
He's gone, and then a bunch of WWE ID, including Kylie Ray, who recently vacated the ID championship due to pregnancy and now being released, which isn't always a great look.
Yeah, that looks really bad. This WWE ID thing is a bit of a bust, I'd say, with them releasing a bunch of people this week. And I'm sure there's going to be some more. So WWE realizing, oh, hey, we're going to cast the net and kind of take over the indie stuff, realizing maybe it's a lot of work. Maybe this isn't as easy to get people interested or care. And once I got to give credit to, this isn't like founded or anything. This is just like a few people have been released. But again, I would imagine when there's some smoke, there's some fire. A lot of the indie people, whether it's indie fed owners or people who run like independent wrestling companies, they all knew. They all were pretty vocal of like, don't know.
We're probably not going to book any ID people. Yeah,
I don't know about this. We saw what you did with William Regal over there across the pond. We ain't falling for that. And maybe they were right. So more to come on that story. But yeah, again, anyone who's ever released from WWE, if they actually want to do this, if they love the wrestling, then they'll continue and go do it or do other stuff. So I'm sure we'll see some of these people elsewhere, but we shall see.
Shifting over to AEW, starting with some pretty unfortunate news. Kota Ibushi picking up a serious leg injury. I think a broken femur on Collision. They did air the spot. He climbs the turnbuckle and kind of takes a tumble right to the floor, and breaks his femur. They count him out. There's a weird run-in return of Mark Davis and Kenny and Jungle Boy running out as well. But yeah, like this, really unfortunate. This guy's had such a weird 5 years, whether it be like the injury at the G1 and then weird politics with New Japan and claiming they're involved with the mafia and stuff like that. And then the double broken ankles, wasn't it, during a match?
Yeah.
And then actually starting to look pretty good in some of these return matches we've seen recently in AEW, and then just really unfortunate. Like, Kota's always been a favorite of ours, and it's a shame. You got to wonder if there's going to be much more of Kota Ibushi wrestling, because this is going to be a long road to recovery.
I was so excited when they announced this match. Obviously, Josh Alexander, Toronto guy we've watched for a long time, and Kota Ibushi, a bit of a little dream match even. And hearing that news, like it's weird that they aired it, but again, it's their show, so they got to air it. It doesn't necessarily look like anything because he just goes flying and then he lands and
they have the camera angle, so you don't really see him.
You could see his facial reaction, like right away. He's just like, fuck. Like he must have been in an insane amount of pain. I have his Instagram post that has been translated here. He goes, again, I've only had major injuries. This is a femur fracture with the broken bone trying to pierce through my flesh. Surgery already completed successfully. If I have to get another one, I will. I plan to live as an ordinary person from now on. For the past 5 years, it's been a cycle of breaking, healing, and crashing, but this isn't how it should be. Above all, the best president ever, Tony Khan, and my partner, Vice President Kenny Omega, and Nakazawa-san, who helped with many things. AEW is the best. Seriously, the president gave me flowers and a letter. How could I quit after this? I cried. I don't know if there's a year or a year and a half left or to get back, but I'll start with what I can do. Right now, only my toes move through excruciating pain. I'm shocked I still have feeling, but Mr. Tony Khan, I have no choice but to push through.
Damn.
So I don't understand that tweet because he's contradicting himself, because he says I'm gonna live like a normal person, but Tony Khan, don't worry, I'm coming back.
It sounds like maybe he's going like, after this injury, I thought I'm gonna hang up the boots and that's it. But then after seeing the support of my leader, how could I? That's
I am so
this guy
hurt,
just seemed indestructible for the longest time. Like
Yeah.
the guy didn't age. The guy was dropping on his head like
time
all the
catches up to all of us.
Shooting fireworks at his chest, and then like it all just caught up on him with him in the last few years.
I'm really hoping he can come back, and this can't be his last match. This can't be the way Kota Ibushi ends his career. So all the power, like, you know how much I love the Golden Lovers, and I hope that Kota can come back, and I'm pulling for him. I'm feeling for him. That's got to be like the last few years. It just feels like that rinse repeat of injury, and oh man, I feel so bad for that guy, and I hope he can come back. He's provided a lot of entertainment. He's got a lot of fans out there. So, you know, it was all in Dallas. I didn't even put it in. He came out with Kenny and he was ringside. And I know a bunch of Kenny fans and Golden Lovers. Everyone was like, Kota's there. Kota was Kenny. It was like, oh man, like people love these guys. And they put their bodies on the line.
It seemed like maybe we were going to get them team up with each other. Right. And maybe
were.
Yeah. And especially with both of them, maybe not being in the best condition right now, tag matches make sense.
Yeah. Oh man, I hope he gets better. I hope this isn't necessarily the end, but he does. Gotta think about it, I guess. But yeah, that was the big news coming out of AEW. I did check that out on Collision. I liked Title Tuesday. I know we were watching NXT on Tuesday, and I got to get out of here soon. But I got to throw out some. I loved the stuff from Dynamite on Title Tuesday. Hangman and Joe promo. They did go into the stuff I think we were talking about, like Joe kind of playing a little heelish, but also spitting some facts. And I thought these two are great promos to go back and forth.
Like Joe's just great, isn't he? Like it's break glass in emergency. Call Joe. Like he's like, all right, it's a championship match. Like I'll dust off my suit. He looked awesome. Like I like that it is two baby faces, but it's spiky. You can see where both characters coming from, and I think they've done. This is one of the best sort of actually this and probably Cena AJ, one of the best. Just we've got 2 weeks to build something. Let's go. And like both are just so believable. On the mic. And
is Joe hitting a Styles Clash in this match?
Maybe, yeah.
Hangman will, yeah.
It's more likely to be that than a phenomenal forearm, I think, from Joe. Yeah.
But can't wait for that match. What else was there? Kyle versus Kyle.
Kyle versus Kyle. They really tried, didn't they? They really tried to recreate what happened on Collision a few months ago. But
come on, Kyle.
You can't tell us to chant Kyle, right?
Kyle. They did, but yeah, I thought that was great.
Barely. I thought this crowd sucked.
Yeah, they were
like Daly's place used to be pretty loud, and like this just felt so empty.
Like clearly they want to do Fletcher versus Kenny, but they need Kenny to be like 100%, not necessarily the Bionic Man Kenny. So like we will get that match eventually, but.
So we're going Mark Briscoe.
Briscoe,
Fletcher, right?
Yeah, which we saw coming, and I think that'll be an awesome match on the pay-per-view as well. We had Moxley versus Ishii. I thought that was a pretty fun match.
We saw their last encounter.
We've seen them a few. I love whenever
we were there in Hamilton, right?
Like, I love when these two fight, and I thought this was pretty good with Ishii being a little stubborn with the pile driver and everything.
Well, good. what I like is like it's Ishii has no neck, right? So it's. He is the one man who can kick out these pile drivers and death riders and all these things because there's no neck, so it doesn't hurt.
So Darby versus Mox in an I Quit match, and one of them is gonna be burned alive. Like there's gonna be fire in this match.
Yeah,
I think. Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express announced for Wrestle Dream for a $500,000 match.
Yeah,
winner gets that. Did you notice the Time Cop font on Tony Khan's door? When the Bucks were banging on his door, it says Tony Khan, but it's the fucking the colors and the logo of Time Cop, but it's changed into Tony Khan. Fucking lost it. And I know no one else understands that, but I'm like, I do. I understand.
I thought the street fight was pretty fun as well.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I thought that was I'm a bit confused why they were wrestling in dress pants and dress shirt for a street
fight. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's coming. It's not like you were caught off guard.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Especially the nice shirts.
I thought it looked pretty cool actually. Them like especially Lashley like in just this tight shirt flapping around, hitting spears and stuff. But I thought this was a lot of fun. They're clearly really trying to elevate GOA, and I think things like this do help elevate them. Like they're still not. I still don't find them particularly interesting, but I did enjoy this match here.
Okada Takeshita versus Brodito. Bandito wrestling with an injured shoulder and looks like he will continue to wrestle. I think last week we were saying like, hey, actually, they should do this at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Tony likes to take singles champions and have them wrestle for tags titles. But in this instance, I'm totally okay with it. And this was a great little like teaser for the pay-per-view match. Like I wanted Okada and Takeshita to win so that we can rematch it at the pay-per-view. And I'm very excited. We have the tension with Okada and Takeshita. I imagine that comes full steam ahead at the pay-per-view when they lose against Brodito. So we're going to full gear. The prayers have been answered. Takeshita Okada in Newark.
Keep treading water until full gear.
Exactly.
Just not all the way to Wrestle Kingdom, or you can rematch it at Wrestle Kingdom.
But that was a lot of fun, and I think that could be the match of the pay-per-view as well, that tag team match. I really love Brody King and Bandito after the promo where he's like, I'm not mad at you. You want to keep going? We're going to do this. Like their stock has risen for me. They've become two of my favorite to watch. So Brodito, awesome. What else was there? There was Pac in some really weird gear.
It was, but I kind of liked it. I don't know. I like the change. You know, like it's something different. He's looked the same forever. But those two always have great matches, and I thought this was pretty good.
So Wrestle Dream is definitely looking like a pretty solid pay-per-view. Like we said, they've got some of those matches announced. Joe Hangman, the tag title match, Statlander and Tony Storm. Plus they've added the Bucks Jurassic Express. Like so far it's building up to something pretty solid. So definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to Dynamite this week as well with the extra hour. And then it's only next week that it's Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, we got to get out of here, but appreciate everyone out there listening to us ramble about some wrestling. We will be live Tuesday right after NXT. And I know we will start things off by talking a little bit about some Bound for Glory, maybe some NXT TNA versus continue on there. Plus I know Takeshita versus Zack Sabre Jr. is tonight, this morning, tomorrow morning. So possibly give a little chat about that. We could potentially have a new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. But appreciate everyone out there listening. Again, search Poisonrana in whatever podcast app or social media. Give us a follow, and patreon.com/Poisonrana. It's $5 to become a friend. Get our Champ is Here episode 12 Invasion 01 review. We did a behind the BDE this week, as well as I gave the first 13 or 15 minutes for free to all friends. Well, I guess not free, but here a little bit of a teaser for that and so much more. And appreciate everyone out there. We'll be back very soon. But shout out John Cena, AJ Styles, killing it at the Crown Jewel. That is it. That is all. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. Good day. And go Jays. Go.
Ahoy!
Poisonrana.